It was a chilly evening at a large military base near Washington. The American flag waved proudly in the background as soldiers carried out their duties with discipline and pride. Suddenly, news spread through the camp. President Donald Trump himself was coming to meet them. Excitement and honor filled the air. The young men and women in uniform straightened their backs, their hearts pounding with a sense of pride. For them, this was not just a visit, it was recognition. When President Trump arrived, silence fell across the camp. Behind him, the stars and stripes waved like a symbol of strength, and in front of him stood the soldiers who defended it with their lives. He walked among them slowly, looking each soldier in the eye. Then he said in a firm yet emotional voice, "You are not just soldiers. You are the heartbeat of this nation. Because of your sacrifices, this flag flies high." He stopped by one young soldier, who stood tall but had tears welling in his eyes. Trump reached out and shook his hand firmly. That handshake was more than a gesture, it was a promise. A promise of unity, loyalty, and respect between a leader and his troops. The camp erupted in applause. One soldier shouted loudly, "God bless America." In that moment, everyone knew, when leadership and soldiers stand together as one, no power in the world can defeat them. The sound of applause echoed through the camp long after the president's words. Each soldier felt his message deep in their hearts. These were the men and women who had spent months away from home, missing their children's birthdays, their parents' blessings, and the warmth of holidays. But in that moment, standing before their commander-in-chief, they realized they were not just wearing a uniform, they were the true guardians of the nation. President Trump raised his hand to quiet the crowd. In a strong, determined voice, he said, "When history is written, it will not be about politicians, nor about speeches, nor about media headlines. It will be about the courage of men and women like you, those who stood guard in times of uncertainty, who protected this land when danger knocked on the door." The soldiers stood taller. Pride filled their hearts. Some clenched their fists, others quietly wiped away tears. Then, suddenly, a young corporal stepped forward. Though nervous, he stood firm, saluted, and said, "Mr. President, my father served in Iraq. He always told me that America is strong not because of its weapons, but because of its people. Today, I finally understand his words." Trump placed a hand on the soldier's shoulder, smiled, and replied, "Your father was right. This flag waving behind us, it does not only represent a government, it represents every sacrifice, every dream, and every ounce of courage in the hearts of our people." The flag seemed to wave even stronger, as though answering those words. Cameras flashed. But what had taken place was more than a photo, it was a moment in history. As Trump walked back toward his motorcade, the soldiers began to chant in unison, "USA! USA! USA!" The voices rose high into the night sky, carrying a message to the world. When leadership and soldiers stand together, no power can defeat a nation. Like this video and subscribe my YouTube channel for more updates and interesting videos.